No, but I think those cards make the game more interesting.
Um, and we're playing like different rules, like unusual rules though.
Well,
But
I think that's just like everybody plays differently. That's
they
not
do.
even like new rules or what the heck are you doing, Mom?
Hey, Bryce. Hey, Bryce. he
That's
wants
just
in.
weird.
He wants in.
Price look like a complete different dog right there.
He wants in.
But Price look like Price look
It's like
like
anytime you want to get sympathy from us at any point, you like just move your head over, you know. But don't we care about the
He
people
wants.
at the border? They're dying. Moves her
He
head.
wants in. He said, "I want in." He said, "I want to be a part of this." He said, "What?" I don't know why that is so funny the way he looks. Let me see.
who Price?
I don't know, just in the background like that. I just think it's funny.
Price look like that lady in Tramp Dog.
Oh yeah, he does. He does. You're right, Monty.
Wait, is lady in the Tramp? It's Tramp, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is it called Tramp? Isn't Tramp means like
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I think because he was like a
know.
homeless dog, so he's like a tramp. Tramps were like bums, bums and tramps. A bum was a tramp. Or
trans
yeah,
definition. Hold on.
she's a lady. You know, she has an owner and all that. He's just a bum. He's a tramp.
Oh, so a person who travels place to place on foot to search for
Right.
work. Okay. Okay, that makes sense.
You're sitting in a weird way, Marty. You're weird.
Except,
I'm
except we stopped. Right, we started using tramp as a whore. But yeah,
right,
you're thinking
right.
Right.
Well, yeah, everybody got to make weird words, different meanings and stuff.
Wait, where's Khalil?
He said he never got sent the link.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
You never
Just
sent it?
because Monty is
heck?
not good at this.
I'm sorry.
That's why we were late getting on, because I had to tell Monty I'm on my email and we're on this Google Meets and Jordan's waiting on the
It's my fault.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's your fault. Like, I don't need you to say it's my fault. Like you're fake taking responsibility, like you're volunteering. No, it's your fault. I like that Jurassic Park shirt, Monty.
It's funny. Like 2 people mentioned that today.
But how much have you been doing today? Well, you go somewhere in the morning?
No, I wasn't yesterday, but today, like you were talking about this. I think I was in the elevator. Oh, Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah,
because I've never seen a Jurassic Park shirt.
We've all seen that freaking movie,
Right? I know we all. But I've never seen a shirt. Where'd you get it?
Targets.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Target has a selection of there's like these weird search collections, like Jurassic Park.
They've always had that. They've always had shirts like that.
And then like Rugrats.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. They've always had shirts like that since. That's why that's where Greg got this. Green eggs and hams. It's just they've always had men's shirts with what do you call it?
They're called graphic tees.
Yeah, graphic tees. Targets has had that for like 20 years or more. Khalil.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, because Monty took so long to send it, and I had to tell him to send, and then Jordan was waiting, and then we were all waiting for Monty. I guess he forgot last time that we said we're just going to come straight here. Wait, what happened to your sound, Khalil?
He's not saying nothing.
He was. His mouth was moving.
Oh.
He's not saying nothing. There you go.
Hello.
Can you guys speak?
Yes, we hear you now.
All right, now I can hear you. Yeah, I don't know what just happened. Sorry, I don't know what's going on, man.
Is that
Mr. for notification
on your shirt?
What?
Is that like the Oxy guy, or is that like the Mr. Clean guy, or something? I don't know who he is.
I got Mr. Clean on my shirt.
Mr.
Okay,
Clean.
there we go.
We got Jurassic Park represented. We got Mr. Clean represented. I got green eggs and ham. Jordan, who you got?
I'm wearing a Chipotle shirt. Inside
Chipotle.
out.
There you go.
We are the red.
Yeah. That's
Jeez.
all of our sponsors. We're sponsored by Jurassic Park.
Talking about the red.
Sponsor by Jurassic Park.
That'd be a weird sponsorship.
I know, right?
Jordan, you know what's funny? My nose was peeling all week.
Oh,
My
wow,
nose
look
and,
at
and
that.
my forehead. So I thought
My
it was
forehead-
shit, but it was
It was just late.
It was my forehead for me. My whole forehead was peeling all week. It was
Oh,
awful.
yeah. My
Oh
nose,
man! Oh, you guys!
Yeah, we got
Yeah, my
bodies,
nose,
man.
my nose,
What?
like my forehead
Yeah.
a little, but my nose was big time.
Why? How could I get hit?
I kept thinking something was on my nose, but then I was like,
You had your hat on, Monty.
I had my head.
oh yeah, you did have a hat on.
You had the
Oh yeah, hat. That's
Covered
that's
everything.
what saved you.
Yeah,
Leave.
I
because
think
it wasn't even hot out there, so
Yeah, I don't know how that
Why?
happened.
it's just a reflection off the water.
It does. Is you think? I mean, it could. It's that. It. I was just thinking that it's like. I don't know.
But,
I don't know.
Ma, do you think I'm darker than you? Like I'm turning like in general.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. you
See,
are.
that might could be it too because
that has nothing to do with it.
it does. 100% does.
No,
No,
because no, what it may be as opposed, I don't know about Khalil, but maybe with me and Jordan, is that because I was saying to this guy yesterday, I said, why is my nose peeling? What the hell? Like, I don't really get this. He says you probably weren't really exposed all summer long, and
Yeah,
that's the
that's what I was
most
thinking.
exposure you got all at once.
You got your
Where
shot.
if you got a little bit since the sun's been out since May or June, it didn't really hit you. Like it built up. With
Yeah,
me and
but
Jordan,
Khalil said
it didn't have a chance to build up. It just got us. Now I don't know about what's Khalil if he's been in the sun.
I mean, I feel like I've been in the sun, but not. That was the longest day I've been in the sun all summer.
So
Like, by
that
far.
might be the most exposure that we've gotten all summer long, and that's why.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
because
makes
like,
sense. Which makes sense. So
yeah, because like other than that, all I could think of like, at least in like sun intensity wise, was for Corinne's party because the sun was out that day.
right, that sun was out that day.
Yeah, but we weren't outside the entire
Right,
period of the time.
right,
Might have been a little bit, you know what I mean?
right,
So
right. Yeah,
That's
So,
crazy.
yeah.
That's crazy how Jordan caught that fish, man.
yeah. No, what's crazy is he didn't know he had a fish.
That's crazy. Yo.
I wonder
Let
how
me
Yeah,
many.
he's like-
No. Look, I wonder how many like Gileses we can go back and see how that did not catch fish. Maybe I'm like the first Giles that has ever. Caught.
No,
That's what I think. You know what I mean?
absolutely not.
he said, "Oh, yeah." He just rolled up his thing and said, "I got fish."
I'm being dead serious. I had a feeling that I did.
But the
I
funny
never
thing-
had a feeling that I catch the fish. I'm never like, oh,
Right.
I'll probably go. No,
And
I
it's
thought I did that time.
What's funny is Michelle and Monty were really trying.
I
Like,
know,
those-
right?
Yeah, no, right?
They were all in.
You
They
see,
were
you
like-
don't even give the fish time to come in there. It's like it's thinking. Let it think about it a little bit.
Those
Okay.
two were all. Wait, Jordan, did you have actual food bait or the fake bait?
No, I used I think it was just food bait. It was like the regular old bait that Khalil or
Oh,
Khalil
okay.
brought.
I was
I
just
just
thinking
tried it.
because
Well, the first I
because
only
people caught fish without food bait, so I was
Yeah.
just thinking maybe that's why you caught it.
well the first time I threw it out, I guess the worm kind of fell off. So I made sure to get that worm. I made sure to get the worm the like proper size the next time, and I tied that thing on like that was my best work. You know, I was like, "You're not getting off of here, bro. Like you're
That worm was
only way
like,
you make it off of
"Damn,
here is you get
okay."
somebody's stomach."
Jordan, the worm was like, okay, I'm twisted.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh my god, yo." But yeah, and then I guess you just leave it on there for forever. You just leave it there. You know, you gotta give it some time.
Yeah, that's what I think we have to do. Like, you know what I mean?
But it's hard to do that
Because if you keep
because
like reeling in and out, you just gotta be patient.
Yeah,
but it's hard to do it because we see other people like getting like 2 fishes like every like
Yeah.
20 minutes.
It's because you're not good. They could probably see it. They could
You
probably
know, like-
see it from up there.
I mean, what are we doing here, man?
They
Like,
probably only got bait. They just use the hook and they just throw it in there. They see the fish and they grab it out.
and
And there's I already said that to you guys. There's several places here in Philadelphia you can go fishing, which I thought was crazy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But
I mean,
right
you could
there,
probably catch the fish. I wouldn't eat it though.
yeah, but right up the street on City Avenue, where the water deposits are, where they clean the water, right there,
You think
like literally near the Targets.
That seems crazy.
like where is there even water there?
You've seen the water reservoir. You walk by it when you go to the fresh grocery store.
There's
You
no
just-
fish in that water.
There is. That's what I'm trying to
There's
tell you.
It's a water reservoir. I didn't think there'd be fish.
No, but I'm just. I saw online there were 5 places to fish in Philadelphia.
And that was
Mike,
one
you
of
talk
them.
about the story. Mike, talk about the
And that
story
was
about the
one of them.
catfish.
That was
About the catfish?
Jordan, that was number 5. There was like some guy caught a fish there by accident. Yeah.
No.
It was a sewage water
Never
too,
seen it
Jordan.
again.
Yeah, right.
Jordan.
And it was the guy who went fishing in the sewage. He says there's a ton of fish down there.
Yeah,
That's
and he
crazy.
posted a website. or
That's
something about it.
crazy.
That's crazy too. Out of all places, I was.
I'll be afraid to fish in the sewage, and not because it's the sewage, because I'll be afraid other shit will catch it. I'm bringing up.
And you like, this is a mouse. This is like,
Yeah.
this is, yeah.
Or just like toilet.
I caught a lizard. What the heck?
Yeah, or maybe there's like some
No,
swamp
Monty.
monster
See, you're
down
thinking
there.
of it wrong. When you see the drainages in the street, that's not sewage. That's not raw sewage from your
Yeah.
closet. That's not how that works. That's
Oh,
just sewage that runs off into the street. It's just
oh.
called the sewage line. No, the ones that go from houses and buildings to toilet sewage goes directly to a site to be treated. It's not right
Oh,
down there.
I
No,
thought-
no,
okay.
that's not sewage.
So why is the river polluted then?
I didn't say it was polluted. In fact, it's got fish in there. You got the Delaware River, got the Schuylkill River. It's got fish.
It was crazy how that one family was catching fish, which is fake bait. I never thought fake bait actually worked. I didn't understand
Yeah,
that
because it
concept.
doesn't make
Well,
any.
It works.
I know.
Yeah.
Like, why are we using
It just
real
shows
bait
you
then?
how stupid fish are.
Well, why are we
Yeah.
using real bait then? Like,
We're over
I
Yeah,
was-
right. Why buy anything?
Right.
When you can use the fake stuff over and over again.
right.
Yeah.
I didn't really understood that.
Well, you just have to know, I guess. I feel a sneeze coming in, bro.
Is Carly there? Yeah.
Yeah, she's there.
Were we too loud?
No, I'm in my room.
Oh, okay.
I heard my TV, so I turned it off. I thought I did. It's for TNA. What?
You know, Kyle, I think I know your dad really wanted us to come on Sunday last week, right?
Yeah.
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 Probably because he just finished out the semester, but Monty and Jordan,
Yeah, 'cause
and you all had to be to work in the morning.
Get that crap out. We already discussed this.
No, but I was just thinking about it.
Look at Jared.
We're gonna have to be at work.
Drew, funny.
I went somewhere else after that. And that was not a reason to not show up for me.
Yeah, but I
Working
was
hard.
already see. But y'all don't. Sometimes I don't think people get is that Saturdays almost don't count because I work Saturdays. Y'all don't. But then Sunday's my day, and then I'm out there all day in the morning, and I have no more time.
Yeah, but Sunday's your Saturday. You got Monday as your Sunday.
Yeah, but I did. But I had to get my car thing situated. You see, that ran into a problem. Khalil, I ended up having to rent a car.
The insurance pay for it.
Yeah, I'm still in it though. But they didn't have a car on Monday.
Oh, so when you get the car?
Because what happened is I went through his insurance company. The guy didn't have insurance, so I had to go through my insurance company. That was pretty much all day.
It's she, mom.
Wait, he didn't have insurance.
No.
It's just
You
she.
can't own a car without insurance. I thought.
What? I didn't hear you. What?
But you couldn't.
What? Did Bonnie just say
You ride
that
a car without
crap?
I
insurance.
can't hear Khalil. I
Do
mean,
not
Jordan.
bring that crap over here.
I heard him, Monty, but I heard you, Monty, but I still don't know what Khalil said.
I thought you couldn't drive without insurance or get like.
Well, no, you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to do a lot of things, but you can still drive.
It's a she.
But we don't really know though. So
What
how
do
you
you mean
say?
we don't really know?
I mean, do we actually really know?
We do.
No, we
I'd bet my life on it. How about that?
What are you
Khalil.
That's how much I know.
talking about? Insurance?
Yeah, so Khalil, the person that crashed into my mom's car, right? It looked like a guy's body, but acting like a girl. So transgender, I
Oh.
guess. But I was telling Jordan and mom, like, do we really know it's actually a real guy? Like, it could be actually a girl. And then,
No, that wasn't a real girl.
I mean, we don't know. Do we know?
No, we know.
do know. That's
No, we
the
don't.
answer.
We 100%
We
know.
don't.
So
Khalil,
if you
Khalil,
dress
we
up
don't
like
know.
a
Khalil.
girl, you think we're not gonna know you're a guy?
Khalil,
So
we
we
don't
know.
know. Well, what was his
No, we
name?
know.
What was his name?
No. You don't know.
No, what was the picture? You take the picture. I mean, you took a picture of insurance, right?
No, but your face is not on your insurance.
No, the name is, right?
Yeah, it was Vincent, I think, or no, it was a guy's name. I forget.
All right, I guess.
I don't even know how you like. You know how like whenever they change their gender, they like to make it like a. They use their same name, but they femalize it.
Yeah,
right?
they feminize it.
How do
Yeah.
you do that with Vincent?
Vinciati.
Vincinia.
Vincinia.
That's
Oh.
not a real name though.
Yeah, I don't think you can use go with
I
Vincent.
think it was. Wait, it might not have been Vincent. I forget what it was. It was Oh no, it was Brian.
Brianna.
Brianna.
There you go. That's how you do it.
Brianna.
Easy. All right, fine. It's definitely a guy. 100%.
Yeah.
I don't know about Vincent.
Yeah, Vincent can't be done, man.
Vinny.
Vincent is Victoria.
No. That's
Jordan-
different.
Jordan is
on.
Jordan.
Right.
Jordan
I
is
think-
Jordan.
Yeah.
I think
You
that's
take
correct.
the
I think Vincent is Victoria. That's it.
Yeah.
That's exactly that's a good one.
but
Jordan.
that's not good. That's not a good one. That's just whatever. That's because you couldn't find a good one.
Jordan is Jordan.
So if Jordan comes downstairs in a dress any minute now, I can still call him Jordan.
Call me
I-
Jordan,
yeah, 100%.
Okay,
but with a Y.
Danelle is Danny.
but with a Y.
With the Y. He said with the Y.
Danelle.
I'm going to quiz you guys every time. How you spell my name? How you spell my name?
He said with the Y. That's funny.
Danelle is Dan or Danny.
Daniel.
It's
Yes,
Daniel.
Daniel.
that's
It could be Daniel. Yeah.
Khalil is
I don't know.
Kaylee.
I don't know,
or
man.
Kayla?
Kaylee. Maybe Kaylee.
Kaylee. Yeah, Kaylee.
Yeah.
But how do you
Work.
spell it? Like
Or
Kayle.
Colleen. It's gonna be Colleen.
You gotta drop that H.
Kalila.
Yeah,
Or
you gotta drop the H somehow. So that won't work.
or just Lil.
Kelly.
Just Lil.
Lilith.
Ren,
Just
I
Lil.
mean, Armani will be my Armani. I think that'd be the name.
Imani.
Armani's gonna be Imani.
Armani unisex though. I think
No, it's the R. The R is too hard, so Armani's gonna be Imani.
you make it.
No.
I mean, Armani
I
can work.
know like 3 female Armanis.
Okay, I know, I get it. But see, when women take men's name, it's not the same as men taking women's name.
Oh.
It's not the same.
If I change my gender, how would you treat me?
I treat you like
Like a
Jordan.
bomb.
I treat you like Jordan with a Y.
Yeah,
No, like, seriously. How would you treat
Exactly the same. Tell you to
Would-
I
get your
tell you the
trash
same
out.
too. Jordan, tell you, yeah,
Tell
I
you to
tell
get
you
your
same.
trash out.
Yeah, same thing, Jordan.
yeah.
Hey, I think
Exactly this. Okay, I'm gonna treat you exactly the same.
Are you gonna use
But
the
if you
same
start-
pronouns?
But if you start over feminizing, I'm
Which is
gonna stop.
what I would do.
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
stop.
that's the whole point.
look.
No, because
no,
you
it's
could,
not.
there's a difference. What do you mean? Are you gay or just trans?
I'm trans.
Okay. Well, I don't know how because you over feminize. I
Jordan,
can't.
Jordan, we treat you the same way as you are because
Yes.
you're,
I'm gonna
honestly
treat you the
because
same. You're kind of feminine now.
no, I'm saying no.
I am crossing my legs right now.
No.
Jordan, Monty, he's kind of a girl now, so it's easy.
You don't have to go that much further.
No,
think
no,
it's
I'm saying
easier transition than you think.
Yeah.
You're already doing. I think it's a
Yeah,
lot less
Wow.
than
Jordan,
you might think
you're
about.
almost there.
Yeah, we've been willing to talk to you about
We're
this.
just waiting for you to say it.
Wait for something.
but no, I was saying that, you know, I mean, I'm not trying to be too serious about this though, but you know, we treat you the way that you already present yourself.
No, but like you
mentally.
treat women differently.
Yeah, that's true.
You treat women differently, but you're not a woman.
No, but I am.
Transgender. He's transgender.
No, that's just
I'm
you
a woman.
saying it. That's you saying it.
No, Jordan. If you end up changing your personality or your energy.
Wait.
Oh, wait, hold on.
What's with the echo? Who's doing that? Somebody's on two things.
Hello.
It might
Is it
be
me?
Hello.
Is it me?
It might be me.
No way, it's me.
Oh, it's Jordan.
Oh, yeah, it is. Hold on. Oh, wait, I hear echo as well.
Look, people treat the way that their energy is like presented. Okay, that's just it. So
Is that my echo? Hey, man, I was trying to do food.
Well, I'm just saying, you know, pronouns and all that. That's like one of the main things, you know.
Nah,
Would you still call me your son?
I'm sticking
or am I
to
your
it.
daughter?
You're my son.
That's
Everything
being
stays the same.
disrespectful.
Everything stays exactly the same for me. What
Okay, so you
changes
just wouldn't
is
respect
you
it.
change. What changes you change. You can do whatever you want, but I can't do something for 27 years and then put the brakes on and stop. I didn't just meet you.
Yeah.
I'm not new to the party. Now, if you started when you was a teenager, see, I've had time to adjust to
right.
Yeah.
do what you need, but you can't tell me at 27 that I have to curve myself. No, I'm not, and I'm not going to, and I refuse to. And then that's when you pretend to, then you act like a girl and throw a hissy fit.
Now, how about this? What if Kevin did it?
It's too late.
Well,
It's not too late.
Kevin's different because I don't see Kevin all the time.
That's why I brought him up.
Right. I don't interact with Kevin. I'd have a harder time with Khalil because I see him too much. I see Kevin maybe 3 times a year, 4 if that. So it's easier for me to, even if the first 2 times I get it wrong, by then it's a new year. So, okay. So if you're talk to somebody all the time, it's hard to just stop.
Khalil,
If you
how
don't
would your
see
parents
them-
react to that if Kevin did that?
Nothing would change.
Can you
What do you
stop
mean?
feeding your face and answer?
He's
Nothing would change.
Nothing would change. Oh, they wouldn't adjust.
Oh, well, my mom.
Okay, you're breaking up.
I'm breaking up.
the audio's kind of weird.
Does this sound bad for y'all too?
It does.
Yes.
Give me a second. Let me do some real quick. Is this?
Only half of that is just Khalil, though.
Right. I don't know if it's him eating or or this breaking up.
Wait, can you see me?
We can see
No, we
you,
can
but you're
see
correct.
you,
You're
but
like
the
audio is
sound-
messed up.
It's not picking up everything you're saying. So that's why I told you stop feeding your face. I couldn't figure it out if it was you eating or if it was just your bad sound. But I think it's just your bad sound, not you eating.
Yeah, it's your best son.
I'm going to put some really quick.
We can't even hear you, so you can do
So
what
I
you
don't know
gotta
what
do.
you just said.
Yeah, I know, right?
I heard mumble.
Don't ask for confirmation.
Juga.
bro.
Yes, Zuba, garbly
Now we
goo.
live.
Yeah.
No sound. If you're talking, we can't hear you at all. We just see your facial expressions. I think you muted because it shows you muted on the screen.
Yeah, and your camera is spotty too. This is the definition of technical difficulties.
Khalil looks so different in that shot right there, doesn't he? And it's frozen. Look how he's frozen. He's like a gangster. He
Yeah,
looks
somebody
serious,
about
man.
to kill somebody, bro.
This
Who
brother
messed
looks
with
serious.
Khalil?
That's funny.
Khalil getting serious on us.
Oh my God, Khalil, if you can see how serious you are. He's going. He's just frozen. I guess he got pissed because we can't hear him. We gotta watch our backs. Jordan over there in fantasy land. Look at Jordan. He's in fantasy land somewhere.
Hold up. This is funny.
Jordan, how would you adapt to Monty coming back saying, call me? Or Monty came back literally in a skirt.
I would definitely not respect it in any way, shape, or form.
Any way, shape, or form.
No, yeah, I would not. That's not going. That we're not playing that.
And what if he
I
cried?
do not care what you're doing.
But what if he cried? He said, but you don't.
I don't care. Crying doesn't work with me. That's not how you get me.
What's happening?
Khalil, move your camera down, son, so I can see your mouth. Because
You don't get me by crying.
You gonna get him by crying? I mean, okay.
No, I wouldn't care.
What if he was just
I
like,
don't care if it's Kevin. I don't care if it's Corinne. Come
you're
out
not
here.
so you're not adjusting to anybody. So
No,
Corinne
we're
came
not
up in
doing that.
here and said, I want to be a guy. Did you start laughing?
Honestly, I would have to believe it. I had to believe it too. I can see some real changes here.
Yeah,
To
you're gonna have
believe it.
to really prove it.
Yeah, you gotta prove it, right? All right, whatever. I'll ignore you, but whatever. Let's see. See how serious you are.
Okay, then who would be the most believable? Wait, let's wait till Khalil come back so we can ask. Who would be the easiest to adjust, basically? Like, who would we find easiest to adjust to? Uh-oh, now we lost Jordan. All these people with these technical difficulties, Monty.
I know, right? I mean,
it's like it's their first day. Uh-oh.
Can you hear me?
No, I
Yes.
was trying to log in.
Go ahead. Let me see, Khalil.
So
Say
I don't
something.
have a StreamYard account.
Can you hear me?
Yes. And you're not
Can you-
breaking up.
Yeah.
Can you see me?
Nope. There you go again with that voice.
Yeah, I thought I fixed it too.
Oh, that was good. When you said I thought I fixed it too, that was perfect.
Oh yeah, I know I did wrong.
No,
Signed in, like-
your mouth doesn't match your words.
Oh,
I really think sex change, that whole stuff before your mind.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Answer my question first. Who is it? Which person in this family would you find the easiest to start adjusting the pronouns and all up to? Damn, Jordan,
Vanessa.
you left fantasy land and you back in your pad. Who would you find the easiest?
Vanessa.
Vanessa? Is that what you said?
Yeah,
What?
yeah, I don't see her ever.
That's weird.
Oh,
Oh,
because you
Vanessa.
don't see her. So no,
No.
she's too sensitive.
Honestly,
I'm not buying it.
I could say Psy. Maybe not.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a better.
I don't even see her.
That's
That's the
that's
problem.
the correct.
I don't
Yeah.
see these
That's the
people.
correct answer.
I don't see these
That's
people.
why it's easy. The less you see them, the easier it is to adjust. Because the first time, you're adjusting, and then you're there. But if you see them, like, there's no way. If I saw Khalil next week and he had on a skirt, I'm just okay with her. I can't.
Her.
I can't.
tried.
It's just too much. He'd be like, but
That's
I've been
a lot to
wanting.
adjust.
He'd be like this. I've been wanting to say it all along. I was like, I don't care.
This is who I am.
Yes. I'd be like, I don't care how long you've been wanting to say it. I can't.
I think this whole change Edger thing before you're 18 is cruel. I think it's very, very
I
cruel.
agree. Me too.
I understand the. I think I know what they're doing here. I think we all know what they're doing here.
Right.
Yeah, the
They're
pandering.
looking at the future.
Right.
know?
They're too far, but they're too young to look that far.
Right. They're looking at the future. You know what we're doing here,
They're
but
trying to protect them, but think of all the people through the beginning of time who wanted to be transgender but got through it. So just get through
Exactly.
it. It's almost like just get through high school. You know, you
Yeah.
just get through
Yeah.
the history class, you just get through it. You don't have to like it. It could be hard. No one gets you. Why do people always say no one gets me? Why do people have to get you? Why do you have to be get?
God.
You know, like no one gets me, no one understands me. Okay, so no one understands. Okay, now what? So no one gets you. Okay, that's not
What's
the
crazy
end of
is
the
like,
world. Because even if they don't get you or understand you, it's a temporary thing. It's not going to be like that for life.
Yeah.
It's a small portion of your life, a small time in your life. So all you got to do, like every other kid, every other kid in America. I don't know about other countries. I'm going to speak here. Every other kid in any Western society, get to 18. That's all you got to do is get to that 18. Not even 18 in one day. Literally 18. And
Yeah.
once you get there, you can do whatever the hell you want at any time you want. But before that, no, I'm not going to appease you. I will not appease you. No.
that's crazy, bro.
I agree.
I'll help you in any way I can, but I'm not going to.
Well,
I'm not going to change my lion eyes. My eyes tell me one thing.
Yeah.
We're humans. We figure out things through smell, sight, touch. So you can't tell me don't believe my eyes.
Yeah.
well, but nothing for them. Like, I get it. It's a small minority, but everybody else has got to deal with it. Now I got to play this game. Like now, like the whole world has to entertain you. That's my problem.
But don't you notice how it's mostly guys to men to female, not
Yeah,
female
I
to-
understand that
Women
part.
to men do not force themselves because they're not masculine. Because you'll see them, but they don't try to force themselves. And it's very, I don't know about you, but it is easy when you see a woman who identifies as a guy. It's easy to start saying he. Like your brain starts telling you because she does things that makes it he.
Right.
When you see a
Yeah.
man try to be a woman, your eyes are fighting it. Unless he's very thin and has, it's not the way he
It-
acts.
It's really it's the jawline. It's the whole
Right. It's not how he acts. It's literally how he looks. You still look like a guy. So it's harder for the eyes to accept it. With a girl, she can just look like a young boy.
Now, right now, going back to this stuff, like we sure had to talk about this. How the Jordan, I mean, Khalil, we had this conversation where we're going to the beach about transgender and all that stuff. Jordan said, "You trying to be transgender is a wrong idea. Something's wrong in your head." I said that it's not wrong; it's more abnormal idea. And I just see that if you feel that way, fine, you feel that way. I think it's weird, but whatever. Jordan said something's mentally wrong in your head, like maybe like an illness, right, Jordan? That's how you say it?
Yeah.
How you feel about that, Chloe? I relate to the sense of being gay.
No, that's
is that normal?
different.
Is that normal?
That's true, but that's slightly different because there are a lot of gay, I'll say men,
Wait, I
who are
won't.
very masculine, and they're okay being men.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know.
They don't at no point think that they're female, or nor do they want to be female. They're just gay. They're like, okay, I'm just attracted to men, and that's just the end of it. I'm not attracted to men trying to be like a girl, but still attracted to girls.
Okay, fine. Let me do this. Fine.
Because a lot of trans are still attracted to women.
Okay.
They
How
just
is
feminize.
how this mom? Fine. Since you had that point, fine. I'm getting more deeper here, more nasty about this. What do you think about pedophiles then? The same logic there you just said.
That's not the same.
That's the same.
I know, but I'm telling what you
Oh
just
no,
said.
I think it is. I think
I'm telling you what you just said to me. Like,
right,
I'm
but
just attracted.
I'm right. I agree with what Jordan said, number one. But number two, to be an actual pedophile, not only are you can't, it's not wrong to be attracted to children because you can't help what you're attracted to.
Right.
You're only wrong when you're act upon attracting to children.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of
All right.
course,
Okay.
I think if you're like more religious, then you'd probably take a different stance in saying
No, you can't help that your brain
Yeah, you
told you that's what you like.
you
Right.
say that,
No,
but
I don't care. You can't help that. You
Can't
can't help it any more than you can help that you like strawberries. You can't
Yeah,
help
exactly. Yeah, that's how I see it. And like
Okay,
you
but if I'm
gotta learn how to
allergic,
not get into the temptation.
but if I'm allergic to strawberries, I can't have strawberries.
the
Or,
idea
or
is more
society,
so
if
no,
society has taught me that this is not a acceptable behavior, I must abide to society rules.
they work differently. So the idea with pedophilia would be like it's something that develops. It's like something that starts like a sort of like a sexual fantasy that starts like say when you're younger and you kind of
Right.
play into it and you fantasize about it over and over and over
Right.
again, and 20 years later you're a pedophile. So it's like it's a combination of many different decisions like
No,
that
that's
you took.
no, but not all pedophilias were attracted. Not all pedophilias
Pedophiles.
Puff, no, people, they're not all like they're number one, they're attracted to children, okay? But they were attracted to children when they were children and they just never stopped being attracted to children.
All right. Yeah, think about that.
But not all of them were molested. See, you're thinking in the sense where something was introduced to them. Sometimes you just can't. Yes, quite a few of them were molested, okay, but quite a few of them. There has to be something
No,
in you.
no, that's not really what I mean. It's not necessarily that anything traumatic happened to them. It's just that okay, so I was watching this I guess this episode with this is like a different kind of issue with of Jordan Peterson. He was talking about like psychopaths or sociopaths and how that or maybe he was not talking about that. I don't know, he was talking about something like that. And he was saying basically what I was saying, which is like it starts like somewhere and it develops into this crazy like sexual fantasy kind of sort of
Right,
with
because the
psychopaths,
more
with
you
people like what's that dude? What's the Ted Bundy? Like it started
right,
somewhere.
because the more you indulge, the more you indulge.
Yeah, that's how I see it. I
Right.
think it's the more. Yeah, I think it's the
But
more you
it's like
indulge, the more you indulge.
it's like it's not like
And because it's so readily available, it's easy to keep going down
Indulge.
the rabbit hole to where that's my thing now.
it's like yeah, you start with killing like you know obviously like animal or hurting animals and stuff like that, and eventually you end up being a serial killer.
All right.
So it's like at some point at the end, you're turned on by like killing tons of people, and you're like, well, it's not his fault for being turned on by killing tons of people, but like he got himself there. Like
No,
he got
it's his
himself to
fault
being
for
a
being
serial
turned
killer.
on. It's totally his fault for being
And
turned on.
pedophilia
Like,
it works
How
exactly the same way.
How's his fault? It was
It's
started
the
as a
same
child.
exact process. It's like you didn't just no, like that's what I'm saying.
you can't just act just one day. You kill somebody and figure it out. It's not your fault,
The
Ronnie. It is
sexual
your fault.
attraction that you have for children is not equal to the sexual attraction that like say me or any other regular person has for like just the regular gender. Like it's a different kink. Like one of them is like a kink and one of them is like they're not the same. Like you're thinking of them
No,
like
I
they're
get
attracted
that.
to
I
them.
think they are.
I get
I
what
think
you're
they're
saying,
all
Jordan.
are the
I
same.
get what you're saying, but I think there are some people. It's not just. It is a real thing. I think yes, maybe the majority of them. It's like what you're saying because it's so widespread and so you see it so often and hear about it. But I think that because if you think about before there was any type of technology or anything, how people were in small villages and stuff, it's just something that you were attracted to. You know, there used to be a group. There used to be. I remember when I had an anthropology course. I forget this tribe in Africa that the boys they had a rite of passage was I don't remember if they had to give the guys oral sex or the guys had to give them, but it was a rite of passage they had to do. I forget which way it went,
This
but
is
it's
some bull
something
crap.
this African tribe did. Every boy did it, and I can't remember which way it went.
Probably the former.
So now you got all these kids, all the boys are exposed to it. So some of them, yeah, that's my thing, and some of them were like, "This is just what we do."
Yeah,
I mean,
that's how I
You keep
All
on
right.
you keep on bringing up examples in which people are turned into pedophiles by outside like forces.
But you just
I'm
said
saying
you
it's
just said there's
purely going on in their head.
yeah, but you also said there was a catalyst.
The catalyst is just them, not them themselves. No. When did I say there was a catalyst?
Yeah, you did. No, you didn't say exactly those words, but you were like, it's like the thing with Ted Bundy. The thing with Ted Bundy, which turned him, was that girl who turned him down.
That didn't.
wait, what?
What? I
I
don't
thought-
know the whole
broke up
story of
with
Ted
him.
Bundy.
That's how it
The girl
started.
who broke up with him just pissed him off to no end, and he made women pay for that.
It was more than that,
Yeah.
bro. There's no way.
It evolved into something more, but I think that was in and of itself kind of the catalyst.
Yeah, it may have been the last straw, but I don't think it was only
Right,
it
but
didn't
prior
snap.
to that, I mean, that was just, and that's just his thing, and he was very brutal.
So hold on. Going back to the question, Khalil, do you think it's abnormal or mentally wrong for people who want to be or to be transgender?
I
I think it's
don't
both.
know, but I don't know. I think I don't know if I can use either of those
but
words.
like I said,
I think
It's like,
both abnormal and wrong.
I think some people.
yeah, I think it's both.
Some
I think it's
personalities
both.
are-
But like, I think the how
why?
it gets,
That's the problem.
like
Go ahead.
how it starts is what's different. Like I don't
But
like
how?
think-
Go ahead. Sorry.
because I'm always like I'm always I say toyed with the conversation, whereas like people are just like, oh yeah, I'm born gay. Maybe not. Like I think your influences and like where you are definitely contribute. No, like you know what I mean? Like say that again.
No, go ahead. I was going to ask what's
Yeah,
the
and the reason, like the reason why I say that is because it's really like if you look at the statistics for just like not all the gay men, but a vast majority of them, they're either the only guy and they have multiple sisters, or they're in like a female dominated environment for most of their life. And it's like, how is that such a high like how is that category and being in that scenario create more or propagate more gay people? Because then it would just be like more randomized. Like that is specific, and like maybe you may have some initial thought, but just as Jordan says, well, just I think we all say, like it develops, and then I think it develops into something, and then when you can choose one versus the other,
But
you tend to have an attraction more than one thing.
not just
That's
that. Not
like,
just that.
that's where it starts for me, and then that's where I lead to like my hypothesis.
Not just that, Khalil. What you're saying, I agree. And why is it more one way than the other?
And why is it more one way than the other?
Why are
I don't
more
accept.
women what, Jordan?
I don't accept that what you said. I
More
don't-
women than men?
And I
And women
think
than women?
if I were a betting man, I'd say there's more transgender men than there are transgender women.
That's
So
what I just said.
There's more women becoming men than men becoming women.
Oh no, I think the other way. Complete
Gotta think about
reverse.
that.
No,
I mean, from what I've seen,
no,
not like from what I've seen in real life. I'm saying just
No.
like from stats. And
Look.
No. women will be with women. That's
It's
just
because
always been a
women-
thing. But women acting like men, that's not a big thing.
because
I-
women experience body dysmorphia during that teenage years far greater than men do.
Yes, they do.
I
Now, men
but I
are more likely to
guarantee
do
you-
it later in life. I mean, maybe, right? Like if
No.
a man just out of nowhere just becomes a girl when they're like 30,
You know,
that'll happen. But like I'm talking like 17, 16, 15, like that whole thing. That's where the transgender women is like very prominent.
You know, Jordan, I think I'm gonna
What?
let me reiterate. I agree with you halfway. I think of this in terms of like the quantity.
Look, right
It's
on
more
cue. He
Yeah.
gotta go out.
There he
Right on
is.
cue.
There he is. There's our mascot. I think it's more
You're crying.
of
What?
I think it's very similar to like the whole suicide rate. I think more women are suicidal, but more men commit
Yeah.
suicide. Like I think more women
So
want to be men and don't be because because just things in life take them out of it, whereas men don't have necessarily that much of a consequence, and so it's not easier for the transition, but they have like maybe it is like it's easier for them to transition or like to make that process. Because I do think it's funny, it's like for transgender women, so I guess you say like women and men, there is a much more gradual, subtle process, and I think there are much fewer of them being vocal. But I do think that there's
There's the echo. Just let you know.
tends to be more out there. Like, in terms of complete transition, I think there's more women that become men than men become women. I think there's a lot of men that want to become women and are in that middle phase,
No,
and
I
they're going
have
to pull trigger.
no idea of anything you said because you're breaking up.
Oh,
There's
I
the
can't
echo.
hear
Wow.
you, and you are breaking up, but I
There's the
did hear
echo.
what you're saying.
There's the
I think
echo.
I
Yeah.
think I got what you're saying, but you are really breaking up.
No.
I don't know how to fix
Okay.
that, man. I got to think about
Use,
that.
Well, wait. Can I mention something before we go? Like,
use your phone or something.
Cole, your statement about something about being gay and something happened to like early, something happened. I think you're saying it's very influential. Like when you're young and people end up turning gay, right?
Yeah.
Now, look, if you say that, right, I think more being gay is more biological. If you say that, then that means that anyone can turn gay. Then, if you're a straight man,
Not necessarily.
why not? You still influence.
Okay, so the idea is that it's like
It's possible. It's possible. That's all I'm saying. It's possible. If you're influenced to turn straight, to be straight,
no.
But
Look,
but why?
some people are born with more of a risk towards being that, or
I agree. Yeah, that I agree. I believe it's all in the spectrum. I believe it's all in the spectrum. But like where you are can push you towards the end goal.
if I were guessing, I think you see the thing is when you bring up the idea of transgender being like bad or wrong, and then you bring up being gay, I think a lot of people's reaction to that is to say, okay, those are different things. Gay is acceptable, transgender
Right.
is not acceptable. But I don't know. Like, if you're religious, then you stand by that and you say, no, being gay is being bad, right? Like in the Bible, God's like, no, we
Keep
don't
saying
do
that,
that.
Jordan.
Out
Keep
here.
saying that.
No, and it's like
I have a problem with that too, Jordan. But I know you say I won't say that too. I have a problem.
it's almost the position that you have to take. You have to be like, yes, but like you can just admit that there's degrees to being bad. So there's gay, there's transgender, and there's pedophile,
Sure,
right?
buddy.
Okay, so it's like, I mean, I don't know. We all do like bad things or something. So it's not like you're completely deciding to go to hell by doing that bad thing. I think you can say that being gay is like an acceptable bad. It's like,
Yeah, but
okay.
it's not so bad now. That's the problem. Today's society is bad now. That's our problem about being transgender is bad. It's not.
No. See, transgender doesn't bring anything good. It doesn't. There's nothing good that it brings to anything. Okay, like gay people, like they're at least like creative or something. I don't know. They're not annoying to be around particularly or things like that. Whereas like transgender is like their entire existence brings nothing. Like there's nothing good about it. Like if it just destabilizes. That's it. It's just destructive. That's the problem.
I'm pretty sure people back in the day, 100 years ago, probably said the same thing. Like, why are we being gay? Like, I would say, what I'm trying to say this, we have this mindset today.
Okay, but Monty, I get one point with Jordan saying, because if you're gay, it's just your thing. It's what you are. It's who you are as a person. It doesn't affect me any way, shape, or form. But if you're trans, it affects me in that now you want my lying eyes to call you something else. You want to use my bathroom. I'm just saying, you want privileges.
All right, yeah, I can see that.
You
Okay.
want
Yeah,
privileges.
You
Yeah,
do that,
yeah,
and then
it's-
you open it.
But if you're trans, but you still use the men's bathroom or the woman's, whichever one you use, whatever. Okay, I'm not even whatever. But it is it's a very big deal for women to have a guy come in the bathroom, even if it's a public bathroom. It's a big ass deal.
That's the big deal, yeah.
And to
that's
have
my biggest problem. That's my number one problem over it.
and to have dumbass commercials where you say stuff like people who use tampons. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, and you
People
can't.
people use them? Yeah, I don't think so.
Was a woman.
Nobody wants to use a tampon, but people use them? No, there are certain people who have
Yeah,
to.
like we're not like.
It ain't
oh
a
my
choice
God.
to use a tampon. It's not a choice.
People who give birth.
Yeah, it's
you mean
not.
mother,
I mean, that's
you
it.
mean mothers? Go ahead. Like,
You see my,
It may be your
Isn't that
to
a
have
mouthful?
children, but it's not your choice whether or not I have ovaries. Whether I want kids or not, the ovaries are there.
It's there.
biggest problem with it-
There's nothing good about accepting it. There's nothing good about we don't gain anything by accepting it. We just lose. Well, you can gain stuff from accepting gays, like all types of value.
well, you talk.
like,
Go ahead.
And they're not
I
like
don't think-
70%
I'm
suicide
not saying
rate.
gay. It's
I
great.
think
It creates more chaos.
Yeah, I don't think it's good or bad. I just think that you can be trans all day. Good for you. Whatever works for you. Just don't ask me to not leave my lying eyes. That's all I'm saying. Because because if you up to I'll say about 3 to 5 years ago, I'll say even 3 years ago, everyone who's over the age of 25 or over the age of 20, I'll say 25, has been told since grade school, this is plural, they is plural. You can't ask the mind to stop calling something plural singular.
Yeah,
But
that
not
is the
just
most
singular,
confusing thing.
but not just singular for you. Like if it's a whole thing where we're all changing it, fine. But if it's just yours plural, it's hard to process. So
Yeah.
instead of saying they, I just say person. And I because I don't want to offend anyone in any way, shape, or form. Or do I want someone to be depressed because they feel excluded? I don't want
No,
I'll say this. Go ahead.
as far as I'm concerned, that's where I draw my line. I don't care about how you feel. Because you clearly don't care about how I feel in most of society. You want to be the exception, but you don't want to listen to us, and you're deviating from the path. As far as I'm concerned, that's how society kind of functions. But there's because and it's funny because I was talking to my one British friend, just to kind of bring it all in a weird circle. He came here, and there was like an inflammatory bumper sticker in the back of somebody's car. He was like, "You can drive like that?" I was like, "Yeah, like freedom of speech, First Amendment." He was like, "Oh, no, if you were in Britain, you would get arrested, and your car would be towed, because it's something causing this not discomfort, but it can cause chaos or whatever, some weird law." And so he was like, "So you can put whatever you want in a car." I was like, "Basically, yes." So he was like, "Well, what happens if you put like a racial slur or whatever?" It's like, you can do that, but society will do its due diligence and deal with the repercussions.
Society will punish
Exactly.
you, not the law.
Yeah, exactly. The law lets you do what in America. The law, you have the right to put that on there, but society is going to place you where you are. And I see the same exact thing with this whole pronoun nonsense. Like that's not even pronouns. Like with like the way you make me feel, because you can be putting. You can have a lot of stuff on bumpers because it made me feel some type of way. But there's things that you just wouldn't do because there's going to be repercussions. No, I know that there's this big push and all this and all this like being inclusive. No, we're not inclusive. This is I don't care about how you think the world should work. This is the way the world works. Now you can sit there and push and pull all you want, but hey, you get hit back, you get hit back. I don't care if I offend you. I don't care. You should be offended. There's a lot of things that offend me that roll off me. It is what it is. So I don't care about
I
that.
find you, Khalil. I find you offensive.
Yeah, okay.
Overall,
I'm fine with that. Live with it. You will figure it. You will figure it out. And if not, fine. You can't be comfortable in
Jordan,
this society or part of this society.
I find
Form your
your
own.
fantasy. Jordan, I find your background offensive, and I don't because it keeps changing. 1 minute you're fantasy, next minute you're in your dream house. I'm
overall,
offended.
overall, I don't mind transgenders at all. It's just like I just don't like their energy to give out when you're around them. Like it's just, your energy disrupts my energy, and it's like
Right,
it
because
feels
you're.
weird.
You
It
know
just
why,
feels
Ronnie?
weird. It feels
You know
weird.
why?
It just
You
feels
know
weird.
why,
My
Ronnie?
brain is
Your
trying to
brain.
digest what's going on
It's
here.
trying to absorb the
Right.
Yeah.
it's saying one thing, it's doing something else because we know things through our eyes or senses. You're trying to tell me not to believe my senses, and one of my senses is sight. And you're telling me the sight doesn't go with the sound. Something's wrong here. But it's a defense mechanism and it's a safety thing for us. It's
Yeah.
how we all these senses is what we use is what keeps us safe.
Yeah.
Now look,
It
And when
is the
you
least
tell
common
me
denominator of all organisms. It is to
Right.
compare
When
and
you
contrast.
tell
And right
me
now,
my
I'm contrasting.
when you tell me my sensors are off, I'm like, hold on. I can't. I need to. It's hard to. You can't. It's just too much.
I will say one thing. One of the reasons why I'm for the people who be transgender and positive about it, because the stuff we talk about right now about like what we don't like, I always go back to like slavery time, how they say they say in the sense of like these niggas like
Yeah, I
who
agree.
they are. Look at these monkeys. Like they trying to have rights.
No.
But hold on,
What are you talking about?
But I'm talking about the sense of how we don't really like the transgenders.
No.
What they're doing.
I'm not saying I don't really like it, but Monty, what you're saying is not true because the difference between the two is that you were literally brought to do something. Treat less human. You didn't just come and invade someone. Someone carried you over and forced something upon you.
I know that, but I'm saying I know that, but
No, but what I'm saying is those who thought that we were different because they did think they were different. But the only thing, what did they base that off of? Because they were told they were different. But luckily, enough people said they're not different. They're just a different color.
okay, that's what I'm trying to say. Like we're getting to that phase where race
No,
is
no,
not
no, no, no.
So, like,
No, because you're telling me that I have to call you they, which is plural. That's not the same. You're still one person, and I'll call you by your name.
You could say, look, you could say that back in the day, hey, look, I'm not calling you sir. You're not my
You
boss.
know how many people go missing and they find bodies? How do you identify these people if you can't even say what sex they were? It's a fundamental thing. Anthropologists know who was missing. If you go missing, Monty, what do I say?
I'm saying you call they in person, but on paper you're he or she.
I get it, Monty, but you're asking my brain to just keep juggling.
You're asking me to lie.
Everyone is juggle for you.
Why do I have to
lie? I have to juggle for everyone, meaning you have to juggle for all Black people. Yes, then you juggle for all Black people. But if you had to just juggle for one Black person, that's a big deal. Right. So we were asking that you juggle for all Black people, Asian people, China, everyone. That's who they were asking for, that everyone be treated the same. Not that you treat that one Negro differently because he is a good slave. No.
All right, I can see that. It could be a lot of mental gymnastics doing that.
It's mental gymnastics, right?
And like,
No, here's the crazy thing. It's not even the mental gymnastics that's what's difficult. Because I think we could get through it. Not right now. Well, not in this scenario. But there's many difficulties you get to. It's the linguistics. It's the like. There's so. It's the complexity of how many things that they demand us to change. It's the mental gymnastics. It's the senses that are innate to everybody. It's like
Canada? How is in Canada?
It's the grammar.
In Canada,
it's so much. It's not just one thing. But the only
But in Canada, they went past laws that if you use the wrong pronouns, you can go to jail.
You'd be arrested.
Really? My whole life has been say this. Now I'm going to jail because I called you something. It's literally something you taught me in grade school.
Yeah, and see that's that's my biggest concern. That is clearly Jordan Peterson's biggest concern why he got out. And I agree with it. A lot of people. It's like because it's one thing to tell me what not to say. It's another thing to tell me what I have to say.
That's the difference.
It is so fundamental.
Right.
So different. It's because I can say something. You can say, don't say that. Don't say that.
Yes.
Like, okay, like we can have a discussion about what I shouldn't say. But when I say you have to say this by law,
that's what
that's nothing short from a dictatorship. Like you have could you imagine going to like a public school and you having to say and be like you have to say the Pledge of Allegiance. You don't have to say that. You don't have to stand up to the American flag and say like. But
what happens if
that's not a law?
What happens in 10 years or 5 years you change? Now I got to do mental gymnastics again.
Right.
Yeah, I do mental gymnastics, verbal gymnastics. I got to change my grammar, and then it's too many things you're demanding from me just to please such a small minority.
We don't get anything out
and
of
not
it.
just a small minority. It's one thing. It's one thing if that was the way you were created, because then it's consistent all throughout. This is nothing short of augmentation. That's there's so many things. Like I've been calling you this for this long, and now just flip. Like it's not like oh I got my doctor saying don't call me doctor. Like first of all, that's a common thing you see. You know what I mean? And you normally police that to new individuals, or to like a very small faction that you deal with for 4 years and you went to college and you're done. Like it's like changing your name when you get married, but no, this is like your entire being from forever. Like we know how society works and how it forms, and it's throughout all of history, throughout all what do I say, society. You know what I mean? But this is just it's too much. It's too much. You can ask for one. You can ask for two. It's like even if you think of like the gay community, ask for two things. One, you want to be whatever we're bound by each other when we call marriage, and two, I don't know what just happened. Everybody's been like, yeah, one way would be a marriage, and two, just call. Yeah, like I can deal with. And that was a lot. You got like 50 more things with this. It's crazy. It's crazy.
And you do all these things, you know, even if you make it through the mental gymnastics course, you do all these things, you did it, right? There's still like a 70% suicide rate.
Right.
Like they're not like a stable people.
Yeah.
They're not doing
they're not stable. It's not sustainable. It's not
doing all these things has made their life worse.
All right. After transgender, what's next? Pedophile, right?
No, I don't even know what's next.
It's not going to get to that.
Yeah, it's not on the table.
I don't know, man.
Monty, we're not getting beyond. Transgender is not going to be accepted. That it's not going to be.
Why? They're pushing right now. They're on the front lines.
No.
Look, the fact they're in Asia. Hold on.
Way more. No.
Hold on.
We're seeing a reaction wave to it.
Loudest group, but they're so far from the majority. That's the thing.
I know. The fact that they're in mainstream for this long, you have to respect the presence.
Nope.
Yes.
It's not going to, Imani. It's not going to take.
No.
Look,
Look at
They got so far.
CTV's Marty. We got
Nobody
Fast and
took
Strange
them
now.
seriously.
Yeah,
You
it's
don't know
not.
that,
It's not.
guys.
And it's like this is just a Western Hemisphere issue. Like this is literally a U.S. and Canada issue. Now, again, the U.S. is one of the greatest countries ever, but it's like
What was that? What?
you take like every like put it this way: if there's 187 countries on the planet, 7 of these countries are dealing with this right now,
Okay,
and it ain't Russia, and it ain't China.
okay. It starts.
Not India either, and that's where all
and
the
it's not
people
India
are.
either.
Okay, but it starts
when
somewhere.
more than like when 5-6 of the entire population are like, we ain't even entertaining this. Like they're still fighting for gay rights, and they haven't made the 10.
We still fighting for civil rights. It was. I mean, like.
That's right. Exactly.
Monty,
Right.
we're not fighting for civil rights.
You're just saying
All right,
things.
all
now.
right,
We have civil rights.
All right. Well, I mean, we're fighting for fake race rights. I mean, we're just making things up. But
No, it's just not. It's so like with as much peacocking that's been done, just been very little. There's been a lot of negative reception. As far as I'm concerned, we're just losing steam. I mean, the only reason why it's relevant is because it prints dollars. The moment it stops, it's over.
Look,
The moment it stops, it's over. Because let's not forget that, like, let me put it this way: the only way that this succeeds is if something way more ridiculous comes along the line. Because the same exact conversation we're having right now.
Push it.
Just money. Just because you push it, doesn't mean
doesn't mean you
push it,
win.
you're gonna make progress.
I know, but you have to respect,
no evidence.
But you have to respect you have to respect the presence, though. Like the fact that they're mainstream. I think we're talking about this. Like it's not like
the fact that we're talking about it doesn't mean that they win.
It doesn't mean that I'm not saying they're gonna win. Look, the fact that we're talking about this instead of having this issue about how like pedophilia should be the main thing. Like this is the main thing of America here. And it's a big issue that everyone's aware of. I know, but I'm saying like
that's just what we're talking about.
I know, but look, I'm going back to patterns here again. We're talking about race, right? Now we got our race issues off, right? Everybody, at least by law, we're good. Now it's gays. Now gays are pretty good. Now it's transgender.
No, wait a minute.
Do you see there's a pattern here. There is.
No, I get it.
So you're just saying they're just gonna win.
No, I'm not saying that, but you can't assume that. You cannot assume that.
Why not?
Because it's going from like the same source. I have these same conversations.
When you look at it from your like very far back point of view, and you're just looking at them as an issue came up, they got it pushed. An issue came up, they got it pushed.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But when you actually look at the actual details of the issue, you'll see why it's not going to work. It's as simple as that. Like I think if you go back to the blacks, right? Even if you go to like the racist people, I think you're still gonna have a big group of them that'll think that at some point, like it's not gonna be like this for forever. Like, okay, like we can do whatever racist things we want to do right now, but like at some point they're gonna like this is not gonna be like this for forever, you know? And the same thing with you can say that with gays, but even that with gays, I don't think the gay thing is completely settled. Like I don't think
it's not either. It's not.
I think it's because I think the transgender thing is waking up the gay.
Took over the situation.
I think
pretty much accept it.
Gay people are truly not okay with these trans people because they hijacked.
They're not.
Hijacked it.
Also, they hijacked it, but at the same time, I think they gained I think they gained the ground they wanted, and now they're just like, get me out of this. Like, I literally see it as kind of like almost like World War II, where like Italy was with Japan, not Japan, was with Germany. Like, let's say Italy took over France, and like, all right, we want it. Let's get out of here. But Germany's like, we go for it all, and Germany's transgender. It's like, well, like I'm like they're so tied together. But they're trying to defragment. I think they've gotten the rights that they wanted, and they just want to be out of the microscope. Monty, you're muted. Monty, you're muted. because that's why I say the only way that like one of the few ways of being trans, like the whole transgender thing, like kind of gets thrown out of the wayside is if something more ridiculous comes about, we talk about it. Because we were having this exact same conversation like 10 years ago with people being gay.
All
And
right,
then, boom, here we go with this. Get over here, your money.
No, it's one more thing. I know it says before. I'll say it one more time though, but I want to add one more thing. So is race we're talking about that's getting better? We ain't talking about gender itself, men and women. All right, that is getting. They push that, okay, and now gays are still in the rush though, but they're still getting pushed though, but not as much. You see, like I'm just adding a new section, which is gender. Which gender is not really an issue at this point. It used to be an issue 50 years ago, 100 years ago. Now it's not. Now transgender and gays, pretty much gender, is like the big thing here. That's all I'm trying to say. Like those big things.
Yeah, yes, it is, Monty, and we see it. Yes, we do. We get it.
So the way I see it, I think when it comes to some of these alternative ways of living life, I think there's just a maximum capacity that our society allows for them. So I think if we get to the point where, let's say 50% of our population is gay, that's a problem. Like we won't be able to create people at that point.
Right.
Like that's a huge, like I'm not 50% is way too far. Like I think if we got to the point where it's like 20%, that'd be like a huge
1 in
problem.
5, yeah.
Like a complete devastation to the point like that we would have to like stop it at that point.
Which especially if it's in Western societies, that means Western society has failed, and the third world countries will rise because there are literally more of them.
Yeah, but there's transgender.
But with the sense being that if there's more of them, and they're not democratic societies, that means the other societies actually won because there's less of us to sustain it. We can't keep democratic societies sustained if we don't.
But there's transgenders, which is like, okay, let's say that the maximum percentage of your population for gay people is like 1% of your population can be gay, and that's completely acceptable. Everybody in your society will completely accept them. It'll be fine. There'll be no rejection or anything like that. What percentage is good for transgender? Now, my percentage is probably like 0.000. Like there can be like one transgender person. Like there can't be many of them. If you get to the point where your population is like 2% transgender, like that's a complete devastation. It's like, same thing. Well, you could say I could like bring up something like I don't know, psychopaths. I think psychopaths or sociopaths, like they're people who you kind of have to accept them to a certain extent because there's always going to be like a certain amount of them. As long as your society doesn't allow them to do anything dangerous, like it's fine that they exist. Like I remember Jordan Peterson was talking about like the way it works is that once sociopaths get past like I think it was like 3%, that's when you start to see like huge like societal collapse and all this crazy stuff happening. So they kind of meander around 2-3%. If they get beyond that, that's so same thing with like there can't
be such a large amount that they can start like a conglomerate or like
they have to be on the fringe. They can't like be mainstream or anything like that. Same thing with transgender,
and not just on the fringe, but like even like geographically, like you can probably have like more in Texas because Texas is so big than like New Jersey. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But with transgender, it's like at a certain point, like transgenderism has been around for a bit. Like it's not like it just came out. Like it's existed, but it was very far underground. Like it was like there's not a lot of them, and nobody really cares because it's like only a few of them.
Well, not only that, it was hard to like even accomplish in a sense. You know what I mean? Now it's like so readily available. We can basically, I don't want to say mass produce it, but like false produce it.
Yeah,
in a sense.
I think
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and that's where it's now becoming an issue. I mean, that's not now. That's why we're seeing an issue with it now. Now I see because it's like just like what you said at the now. Like it can kind of start somewhere. You know what I mean? But when it gets too big, it's a problem. Like I'm trying to bring it back. It's just when it's too big, when it's too prevalent, and then when it starts
when it has influence over
manipulating society.
If it has influence, like when it's at a certain level, it has no influence over the
Influence, yes.
But the second that it starts tainting the waters of culture, that's when it's a problem. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Because then more people just come out and do it. Like, how do we how have we gone from like having a fraction of a percent to now like every other kid in grade school is changing the genders? Like that's, you know what I mean? Like
Too much.
it's never been that way. Even when I was in school, no, I know not one person in my school.
Because it's more popular to be. It's just what you do now.
Exactly. That's why
It tells you that it's not correct. When it's a fad,
yes.
it tells you this is not normal.
Yes.
This is not
Yes.
it's not normal. It's being normalized, but it just tells you it is a fad, and this too will pass.
Yes, it is 100%. It is 100%.
Because those
100%.
people, those young people, will grow up too.
We change it back and forth.
They will grow up too.
Yep.
It's almost as if, I guess, back in the 60s and the 70s, when there were a bunch of hippies and stuff, I'm sure people probably thought, what the hell's happening to the world? Those people grew up too and said, listen, I got to get a job and do shit.
Yeah.
Exactly. I got to live life because I can't be living like this no more. Literally. Like we see like a fraction percent of like even that influence of the hippie culture, you know, in society. So it's just, and the thing is, I'll put it to you this way: if it was a more turn switch key, where it's like, oh, you did your transgender, here you go. If there was like no, like you can't go back, there'd be a lot less people subscribing to it. Because right now, the public, like, if you change your mind, you can just get off the blockers and there it is. I'm do whatever I want. So, and that's my biggest problem. Like, you don't see. I mean, yes, you do see a lot of adults talking about it, but you don't really see a lot of adults going through the complete one, like even 70% of the transition. You know what I mean? You see a lot of kids going, trying to go through the transition. It's like, how do you got more kids than adults now? They don't got to figure it out. Like, the problem is that we're allowing it. The problem is that we're allowing it, and these parents and whatever the laws and whatnot, they don't know how to be parents. You know what I mean? They don't have to be responsible. Like,
they just let the kids
say
do
no.
whatever they want.
Yeah. Like, oh, I don't want to be the parent that nobody likes. Like, what kids like any parents? Like, you know what I mean? Like the only reason your parents are cool is because your house is cool. Other than that, nobody care.
Yeah, you're supposed to grow up and then you like your parent.